Good morning, friends, wherever you are, and welcome to today's Cichlids and Coffee live stream. I will be your host, Ben Ochart. Hope you're having a great weekend wherever you are, and participating in your favorite beverage, whatever that might be. Oh yeah. No, there is no alcohol in that coffee. That is strictly coffee. And today we're going to be giving away some good, high-quality food. I have a big shout-out to my friends at SERA and NorthFIN. We've got a whole bunch of SERA food to give away and a whole bunch of NorthFIN. If you're one of today's lucky winners, be sure to tell me what kind of fish you have, and I'll be happy to try and match it up with the kind of fish that you have. Now, has anyone given me an AV check? Hey, Whips World in the house. I do have the best moderators on YouTube, and Whip being one of them. Moderators are unfortunately not they can't do the trivia contest, and I know it drives Whip crazy because he knows the answers to most of them. But if you, I'll tell you what, any moderators on today's live stream, send me a quick overview of what kind of fish food you would like, and moderators, you will get automatic fish food today. So just go ahead and let me know. So how's the AV? Let me see here. Let me check and see. AV is great. Price tag, thank you so much for that. And Whip says it's fantabulous. I'm surprised you didn't say fintabulous. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and do the official start to it all. Let's do it. All right, it's official now. We are underway, and I also have a lap of the fish room for you that's going to be taking place. We'll go ahead and take a look at every tank, what's going on in here, and pretty much business as usual. I'm looking at the planted community. I'm looking at the discus tank. Over to my left, I have the 210 Central and South American. Over here, I have the mixed South and Central, and of course behind me, I've got the big boys and the 300. So we'll go ahead and do a little lap here of the fish room shortly. I had a problem with the heater in the discus tank. Now, don't get alarmed. It doesn't mean that the fish were cooked or anything, but the bad news is that the heater malfunctioned, gave me an error message. The good news is that it did what it's supposed to do, and it shut off. So I contacted Higer. I said, look, I got an E5 error message, and it looked like the cylinders were frosted over. So maybe some liquid got inside the cylinders or something like that, but inside the glass encasement. But they immediately sent me out a replacement. Comes with a 2-year warranty. This is the 500 watt model, and if it had hurt my discus, I would have forever banned Higer from my channel. But it shut off. It shut itself off, and made a very loud alarm noise, telling me that something was wrong. And I contacted Higer, and they went ahead and instantly sent out the replacement. It's a 2-chamber, 2-cylinder, 500-watt unit called an HG 159 with a pretty sophisticated external control unit. And I run the heater to the discus tank through a separate controller. So even though this heater comes with a external controller that is supposed to prevent disaster, I still run it through an external controller just to make sure that nothing goes wrong and I don't cook my fish. And I'm a little extra cautious. I'm airing. If I air with my discus, it's in the direction of extra caution. And when I look at them from here, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. So I will continue to do extra caution. Hey, GP in the house. Good to see you, buddy. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned that moderators, please send me your the type of fish food you would like, because you can't participate in today's trivia contest, so you can't win. But because you've been helping out as a moderator, just send me your, as usual. I know I've got it on file somewhere, but please send me your current mailing address and the type of fish you would like some food for, and I will send you some food. Okay, so let's do a very quick, just a very quick shout out and some quick bill paying here. First of all, I want to do a shout out to all of you who are Patreon members who support the channel on a monthly basis. You are very, very appreciated. You make a lot of the things that happen here in the fish room possible. So I thank you. I thank you for that. And you can see some of the names scrolling. If the names have stars by them, that means they're going above and beyond. So thank you, my friends, my Patreon, my Garage Gang members. You are all very, very appreciated. Also, a big shout out to a big supporter of the channel, and that is my friends over at the Aquarium Co-op, Corey, Zenzo, the crew over there. Great crew. And I still have a lot of video footage that I'm still editing of my visit to Corey up there in Washington. Hopefully I'll be getting some of that content out very shortly, but big shout out to the Aquarium Co-op and all of their help. And what else? If you want to support the channel in a very easy fashion, when you go to Amazon, and who doesn't go to Amazon, use this link and you can check out my store if you like, but you can then bounce out of that store and do your normal Amazon shopping. But what that does is it gives the channel a small percentage of your purchases for up to 48 hours after using the link. So it's a great, easy way to support the channel, and it costs you nothing. And that's a pretty good deal. Nothing is a good deal. Hey, shout out to Josh over at Cunningham Tropicals. And don't forget, he's made it 15% off on everything by using ben.o.15. So that's on dry goods, food, and fish. Does not apply to shipping, but 15% off on everything at Cunningham with ben.o.15, a special code just for all of you. If you'd like to pick up some swag like the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, visit my Teespring store. There is the link. It's also included on the banner of every one of my videos. You'll see a link to the Teespring store, I think to the Amazon, and there's a couple links on there. Maybe Patreon. There's a Patreon link there as well. Okay, I think we can go commercial free here. So let's start off with a little bit of let's start off with a little bit of trivia. And for those of you who get the trivia answer correct, and moderators help me to keep track, but if you get it correct, send me the type of fish you have, what question you answered correctly, and I will go ahead and send you some of this very cool, high quality food from SERA. I got SERA, and I've got SERA, and I've got NorthFin, and I've got different types. You know, especially on the NorthFin, I have community, I have nano, I have beta, I even have some saltwater food. So even if you have saltwater fish, I've got some NorthFin saltwater. So winners, please send me your complete name and mailing address, and the type of fish that you have, and I'll do my best to get out a special package to you. So let's start off here, and I'm going to start with movie quotes. And some of these are going to be easy, but some of them are going to be maybe not so easy. This is taken, I mean, this is from AFI.com. AFI.com. It's the American Film Institute. And some of these are very obvious. I mean, and they're just too easy. So I've got to find some that are not too easy. Okay, here's one. Here's one. Boy, if you know this one, you are either a movie buff, or you're an old guy or gal. Ready? Round up the usual suspects. Round up the usual suspects. What movie is that from? Round up the usual suspects. Don't try and look at my phone. Tell me in the chat. First trivia question. Round up the usual suspects. Alishan AS. My goodness. Very good, my friend. We have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Our first winner, Alishan. Be sure to send me the information to ben.o.cichlid. Now, please, only one winner per stream, or you can only win one per stream, because I don't want one person dominating it all. Okay, let's do a couple more, and then we'll do a lap of the fish room, and then we'll do some more trivia. I love this. I love this quote. I've even used it in some of my videos. You're going to need a bigger boat. Come on, you know it. Type fast, and don't forget to hit enter. Oh. You're going to need a bigger boat. What movie is that from? You're gonna need a bigger boat. Boom! Mitty Mac! Jaws! You got it, buddy. Mitty Mac. Send me all your information. You don't have to type my name. Mike, you might have won if you had just written Jaws. Okay. Okay, this is a movie that changed me. I was a very young whippersnapper, and I watched this movie, and it had a profound impact on me emotionally. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Oh man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Again, today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Who knows that? Some of you are probably Googling it. Alishan, you must be a movie buff. It's a very famous movie quote, but it goes back a long time. Anybody? Anybody gonna give that one a shot? Michael, it's not a Notre Dame movie, but it's sports related. No, not A Few Good Men. Great movie though. Rudy, that's a good guess, but it's not Rudy. Angelo, let me see. Angelo gets it. The Pride of the Yankees, the Lou Gehrig story. Boy, oh boy, that one hit me in the feels when I was a little kid. And great movie, great story, great life. Gary Cooper, oh my God. Okay, Angelo, you're a winner, buddy. Be sure to send me all your info. And winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. You want to do one more? Or you want to go ahead and do the lap? Remember the Titans, boy. Those are all good movies. That quote would have fit. It would have fit. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and you're gonna get this one. Maybe you won't get this one. A boy's best friend is his mother. A boy's best friend is his mother. What movie is that from? A boy's best friend is his mother. And when you know the movie, it is one of the creepiest lines ever. A boy's best friend is his mother. GP, Lou Gehrig said it while addressing the a full Yankee Stadium. Yep. Jody P, psycho, you're right. Oh, Jody, send me your information, ben.o.cichlid at gmail.com. Full name and mailing address, plus the type of fish that you have. I will get some good quality food out to you. We'll play a little more trivia after today's lap of the fish room. Let's go ahead and do a quick lap of the fish room, and then we'll come back, answer some of your questions, and do a little more trivia. Maybe some musical lyric trivia. That could be fun. All right, here we go. All right, let's do this week's lap of the fish room, and we'll start with the 210-gallon South Central American tank. Two little chocolates looking great. This electric blue Ochart has done fine in this aquarium. I was a little concerned about him because he's so much smaller than everyone else, but they just don't seem to have any interest in him. And as you can see, he is a beautiful EBA. My two beautiful Oscars, red tigers. One, of course, being an albino. There's Sally the Salvini. I consider her to be one of the prettiest freshwater fish, right up there with a female red terror. Big, beautiful. Yeah, I love the pinks, contrasted by the black near the tail. Gotta be around 11 inches, maybe. This Geo seems a little happier now that he's the only Geo in the tank. Just wasn't playing nice with the other Geo. Had to remove the other one. I was showing obvious signs of stress. My old Jack Dempsey. Boy, does anything grow slower than a Jack Dempsey? This Jack Dempsey was the same size as the Oscar not that long ago. They just don't grow that fast. Little fire mouth back there. Some of them are shy. I mean, there's the Geo. Big boy. Possibly close to 6 or maybe more than 6 inches. The red shoulder is very, very shy. Over here with the Nicaragua, they just tend to hide over here on this side of the tank. Usually the Oscar is a little bit more in front of the glass. He's being a little shy today. What's up, buddy? Not sure what you've heard about Oscars, but they are not aggressive. There's the red shoulder. A pretty fish. This albino almost overwhelms the camera. I can't really film on my phone, even though it's an Apple Pro Max. I mean, it just overwhelms the camera, kind of washes it out. There's probably a setting to adjust for that, but let's go over here to the right. I've got my little discus that I'm growing out. They're doing great, interacting. I hand feed them blackworms almost every day. They get a combination of discus specific food, a little bit of Cunningham tropical flakes, and some of those super cichlid blackworms. But as you can see, they're looking good. Still using that Eheim 300 watt on its side back there. Not sure if I'll replace it. It's doing a good job. It's keeping the tank nice and warm. Plants are doing well in here despite the high temp. I'm continuing to see new growth. You can see the brighter green new growth at the top of the plants. So that's a good sign. Some of them, like the more softer leaves, some of them I notice are struggling a little bit, and maybe over time what I'll do is I'll replace the ones that are struggling with the ones that obviously are doing well. But even the one back here that seems to be struggling has new growth on the top. You can see it, the brighter green colors. Just interesting finding out which plants can tolerate the higher temperatures. I mean, I expected the Anubias to do fine. There's a little bit of Anubias in here, mixed in with some Java. Little Anubias down here. This tank continues to get a couple water changes a week. Not like 90%, more like 30%. It does have a UV sterilizer on it. A little extra oxygen to help compensate for the high temp. Here's a pretty Anubias. This is in my planted community tank. A little bit of hogwort here. This seems to be the spot where the embers like to hang out. The Rasboras coming in to photobomb. Rummy nose. Love them rummy nose. This lily now, this I guess is it a red tiger lily? It's got three stems now that it's shot out, so it's got like 3 big leaves on the surface. Not sure if you can even see them from this angle, but they're kind of green on top, purple on the bottom, really pretty. And just keep shooting them out. I think that's a good sign. Little red lily. Looks like I finally have some val that took. All my val in the past was just dying for some reason. It's supposed to be very robust, but it would just simply melt and disappear. This one seems to have settled in and is looking good. You can see I got little school of neons here, but back there's some of those Anubias, petite Anubias, some of the smaller varieties of Anubias, as well as one bigger Anubias back there, intertwined with a bunch of hornwort. Little Java fern. I want to thank you folks for suggesting centerpiece fish. I'd love to get maybe a Empire gudgeon, maybe a Bolivian ram. We'll see what ends up being a centerpiece fish for this. Something that's very peaceful, but a little bit bigger than the other fish, but not at all aggressive. Look at how fat those 24Ks are. I've been feeding them that magic floating food from Aquarium Co-op. They love it, especially these little guys who really can't get much in their mouth. So teeny. Continuing to the right here, we've got the 90-gallon. All goes well here. We've got there's the subdominant electric blue Ochart living in this aquarium, along with my red spotted Severum. Beautiful guy. And of course you get the redhead, well, a good number of redhead Tapajos. Little SAE, Siamese algae eater, cruising around. He thinks he's a Buenos Aires tetra. go around this tank, you'll get into my hospital and quarantine section. And these tanks right now, these two are empty. This 29 gallon is empty, but ready for fish. Very well filtered with a sponge filter and a Sichet. It's the 500 series, Shark 500. This tank's very well filtered, very seasoned, and very much ready for fish, keeping it 78 degrees. So I have a fish coming, two fish coming. I'm not going to tell you till I get them. And one will go in there, and one will go here in this tank, which is also almost empty except for a couple plecos that I hope will be too big to fit in the mouth of what's coming, so they won't eat them. In this little pleco playground, I've turned this into a retirement home for the subdominant geo. I put him through some med treatments, and he's starting to perk up a little bit, but you know, he's got those growths at the base of the fins. I'm probably just going to let him live out the rest of his life here. I don't think he's going to necessarily bounce back, despite the being hit with some meds. I don't think he's going to eat any of these small plecos, and if he eats one or two of them, I'm not going to be too upset, seeing how there's about 100 of them hiding in there. But he was just being too harassed by the other geo, and the stress was showing up. You could see the stress on his body. So at any rate, he could just live here for a while. This will be Shady Acres retirement home. Let's whip around here and look at the 300 gallon. This is the, of course, the African cichlid tank. I've got my live stream light on it. You see, they're all coming over here. They think I'm going to feed them. But they're looking good. This big old Buccochromis rhodesii yellow continues to build a mound over here. On the left side, you can see it. He's a real redecorator. Fusco's putting on tremendous color. Love the pattern on a Nimbochromis hawk. Little mustache. Aristochromis. And here's our gar settling in very nicely. No fin damage. So he's not being picked on. Most of the fish here, if you notice, you don't see a lot of fin damage. A couple nips here and there, but for the most part, the fish aren't destroying each other, including this little Taiwan reef seems to be doing okay. The big spot. You just don't see that. You see the nips. There's a big old trout back there. Come on up here, buddy. 11 inches, maybe. It's a big boy. The Energizer Bunny, back and forth, never stops. Buccochromis notatania. If you want a fish that'll add a lot of movement to your aquarium, get a Buccochromis notatania. They never stop moving. Beautiful fish. Stragatus. Big old coingy. Hey, buddy. So cute. Love that sloped forehead. All right, that concludes the lap, this week's lap of the fish room. You are up to date on what's going on. Stay tuned for those new fish that are coming in. I think you're going to like them. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Any comments, questions, let me know in the chat, and we'll go ahead and pick some of those up. If you have a particular question for me, be sure to start it with Ben Ochart. That way it jumps out on the chat. Let's see here. I am looking at the chat now. MiniMac, if you have a link to that medication, if you can send it to me at ben.o.cichlid at gmail.com, I'll take a look at it. For sure. MiniMac giving some advice on medicating the Geo. Casey, no questions, but the blue ones are so beautiful. If you're talking about the African cichlids, the African cichlid blue is probably one of the prettiest colors, I think, in the freshwater fish world. And just love it. Hey, Denny. Good to see you here. And if you missed it, I am giving away some fish food, but the moderators can't play. But if you send me your full name and address, which I probably have somewhere anyway, but send it to me anyway. Let me know what kind of food you would like. I'll send you some fish food. All the moderators get some fish food. Okay, somebody is asking for top 3 online order sites for Malawi cichlids. Now, it's hard for me to, I mean, naturally, I love the fish I've gotten from Cunningham. Now, Cunningham used to be Cunningham cichlids, and now he's Cunningham tropicals. He's expanded what he offers, but the cichlids that he has gotten for me have been exceptional. So, is he going to have the widest stock? Probably not, because he's so diversified. Now, I haven't bought anything from Ron's, but I've heard good things about Ron's cichlids. I've heard good things about Snake River, and I had good luck with, let me see. Oh, what's that big fish farm in Florida? Imperial Tropicals. I've gotten some good cichlids from them. So I would check them out. I mean, if you're after something very specific, you might want to check Dave's Rare. Dave's Rare. He gets more hard to find cichlids. One of the problems, though, he doesn't really, he posts a description of the fish and doesn't really link it to photos, so it's not easy to see what he's offering. But if you have a very specific fish in mind, and you know the scientific name, Dave's Rare, is a great source. He is a he's like a very top tier, exceptional provider. Now, that being said, the fish I got from Andre over at Beantown, Bean, Beantown, used to be in Boston, now he's down in Texas, Beantown Aquatics. Beautiful fish, not inexpensive. And if you go with his German line, it's very expensive. But Beantown Aquatics, great quality. Every one of the fish he sent me was rock solid and has continued to do well behind me. Right? So there you go. I hope that answers your question. Gives you a starting point anyway. All right, I'm cruising for questions, and then we'll do some more giveaways here. Give away some more food. Zach, for a 75, I would get something between 1,500 and 2,000 gallons per hour. You can get, there's a whole range of quality that you can start off from under $50 to over $200. I mean, you start getting into things like tons, some of the higher end saltwater type brands that people use in their coral tanks where water circulation can mean life or death, that are controlled with the app on your phone that give you alerts if something's wrong. Yeah, you could go into some very high end, you go all the way down to, $15 sun. But get something in the maybe 1,500 to 2,000 to really cover that bottom of the tank, gallons per hour. Position it so that it's not kicking up or creating pits in the substrate. Maybe a third of the way down, slightly pointed down. That should give you a good coverage. And I think high door is a bang for the buck. High door, not Higer. Now Higer is good too. You can get some good quality from Higer, but high door, HYDOR. I have a 3rd generation wave maker. You can't even tell it's on by sound or it is so quiet that the only thing that tells you it's on is because you see things in the tank moving around, but they're totally quiet, and they will run absolutely forever. And they disassemble easy for easy cleaning, and positioning them is easy. They have a magnetic ball joint type of positioning, so you can move them in the aquarium very, very easily. So highly recommended, high door, 3rd generation or later. Any other questions, go ahead and ask them right now. TA420NK says the wet spot has always been good to me. I'm not going to make a joke about that, I promise. I have such a dirty mind here. Zach, let me see. Did you look at the sand divers at Snake River cichlids? Zach, I did. I did look at the sand divers. I also looked at their Venusis and a couple of their other fish. I'm now looking for a Autopharynx tetrastigma. If you know a good source for an Autopharynx tetrastigma, let me know. I'd like to add one to the aquarium. Zach, Beantown Aquatics. Yep, Beantown. Hey, Jerry, Good to see you, buddy. Be sure to send me your full name and mailing address. I probably have it somewhere, but send it to me anyway. And the type of fish you would like some food for. Moderators get free fish food today. I would love to hear your take on the state of fish keeping today as a live stream idea. Interesting. You know, you're going to get some of that in my interview with Corey from the Aquarium Co-op. We talked about such a wide range of topics. I'm probably going to break it up into several videos. But yeah, that could be a good topic. But keep in mind, I'm sort of, in some ways, I can talk about that, but it's so anecdotal because I'm to a large degree I'm in my silo. I have certain vendors I work with. I have certain viewers I interact with. I have certain fish that, though broader than it was 5 years ago, is still rather limited. So, I mean, I can certainly give you my anecdotal take on it. I'll tell you one thing. We went through a bit of a golden period during COVID. I think the hobby had a bit of a resurrection. I mean, it was never dead, but it certainly came, you know, really kind of boomed during COVID. I've said this before because people were at home and had time for hobbies. COVID ended and fish channels, fish shops, fish vendors, everybody felt it. Everybody felt the drop after COVID. M&C Aquatics High Door makes good products. I have their heaters and a couple old filters. Yeah, High Door's a good company. I mean, they're rock solid. You know, one of the things to rate a company is go look at a few saltwater channels and see what companies and products they're using. And because even a discus or a cichlid, an African cichlid tank, you can have a complete die-off and you'll only lose a fraction of what a saltwater, you know, a coral tank or a well-stocked saltwater tank, they'll have $5,000 to $10,000 in you know, in the aquarium. So they're like the F1, not F1 fish. They're like the F1 motorsports. The very pinnacle is in the saltwater, you know, coral and expensive exotic fish keeping, and then it kind of trickles down. You know, so now in the freshwater community, we see algae scrubbers, we see apps that can control and give us reports. But it all starts in the saltwater community. So go look at what the saltwater guys and gals are doing, and the companies they're recommending, and you'll get an idea of what the best quality companies are. All right, let's give away some more food. What do you say? Let's go ahead and give away, for those of you who tuned in a little late, we're giving away some probiotics, some, not just probiotic, I got other SERA food, but I've got both NorthFin, a variety of like different NorthFin packets, and SERA. And you tell me what kind of fish you have, and I'll try and put something that's more, you know, more dialed into what you have. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of let's shake it up a little bit here, and let's do a little bit of music trivia. A little bit of music trivia. How about... Okay, you're going to get this one if you're a music fan. What song is this line from? And I love everything this group did. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. What song is that from? We're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. I know you know it. Don't forget to hit enter. Whip, would you have gotten it right? You got the band right. What's the name of the song? What's the name of the song? Michael, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Wish You Were Here. What a great song. Wish You Were Here. All right, these are going to be a little more obvious than the movie ones. Now, here's from a song that I listened to actually in London. I watched them live. People were crying. People were crying during this song. It was the final song of the evening. Ready? Here we go. Freedom? Well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Freedom? Well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Anybody? Anybody? Type fast and hit enter. Don't have to add ben.o.cichlid to it. Remember, winners, send me your full name and mailing address. CC Custom Leatherworks, I'm going to accept that as Desperado. We have a winner. Desperado, CC Leatherworks. We have winner, winner, chicken dinner. Very, very good. People were crying like babies in the audience. It was so cute. Okay, here's a great line. Here's a great line, and boy, you're going to have to really know your music. What song is this from? War is not the answer, because only love can conquer hate. War is not the answer, because only love can conquer hate. Anybody? When you hear it, you're going to go, oh, yeah, of course. War is not the answer because only love can conquer hate. Michael, it does sound like a Bob Dylan line, doesn't it? But it's not. Boom, Casey. Casey gets it. We have a winner. Casey, send me your full name and address, type of fish that you have to ben.o.cichlid. Let's do one more music, and then we'll do a couple more movie lines. Now, this song, I'll give you a hint. This song was recently, someone did a cover on it, and it did really well. So you've got the original song, and then you've got the cover on it. That was done by kind of a hard metal. But here we go. You ready? The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls. The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls. What song is that from? Are some of you Googling it? The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls. One of you knows it. Bill gets it. Sounds of Silence. Boom. There you go. Good job, Bill. Okay, a couple more movie quotes for a little more food, and then we'll go ahead and just take up your questions. All right, let me pull this up. If you have a question for me that you want me to get back to, just go ahead and be sure to start it with ben.o.cichlid. All right, here we go. Back to AFI's list of top 100 quotes. Here we go. One of you is going to get this right away. Are you ready? A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. You know it. Type it. A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Horrifying movie. Absolutely horrifying. Michael, is this your first win? Remember, you can only win once. You can only win once in the stream. But Michael, if this is your first win, then you're the winner. And if not, then it looks like Tracy is the winner. But it is Silence of the Lambs. So, Michael, if you're a first-time winner, you're the winner. If it's your second guess, your second win, then it's Tracy who wins. Moderators, give me a clue. That was a different Michael. Okay, there you go. Michael's the winner. Oh, wait, Michael is saying, oops, sorry. Now I'm confused. Okay, so Tracy. Tracy is the winner on that one. Silence of the Lambs, an absolutely terrifying movie. I think they did a couple sequels to it. Not sure if they're as terrifying as the original. And here's the last one. God, so many good quotes to choose from. My goodness. This is one of the funniest scenes in a movie, and one of my favorites. Are you ready? I'll have what she's having. What movie is that from? I'll have what she's having. And I think it was a very adorable Meg Ryan. I think it might have been Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, in a diner, and something hilarious happens, and somebody sitting at another table. I think it was Dukakis, a little actress, and she says, I'll have what she's having. I think somebody got it. DSGF, When Harry Met Sally. That's right, When Harry Met Sally. We have a winner. All right. Okay, that's enough. Man, that's going to cost me a lot of postage. Thank you to you super chatters, anybody who super chatted. Well, today's super chat is going to be the postage fund. All right. That scene kills me. It does. It's hilarious. And it also created a lot of confusion for a lot of men all over the world who started questioning their very existence. All right. So that that completes today's trivia. Let's take up some of your questions. Ex-Kali Kev, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Sleepless in Seattle? No, don't think so. Harry Met Sally? Always great guesses. All right, any questions, go ahead and ask me in the chat, and I'll go ahead and take them up. Let's go ahead and pull up the chat. There it is. It's moving fast because it's catching up. And if I missed a super chat, I am sorry. I wasn't watching for them, but super chats are ways to throw a little money at the stage. All right, let's see here. Any questions? Start your question with Ben Ochart, and that way it'll jump out at me in the chat. Can somebody guess the fish I'm getting? I'm getting 2 fish. And here's your hint. They're African cichlids. And your other hint is I'm still looking for an Autopharynx tetrastigma. So if you know a lead on that, let me know. I'm cruising through the chat here. You can PayPal me at ben.o.cichlid. If you want to help the channel that way, you can. ben.o.cichlid will reach me through PayPal. Zach, that's a damn good guess. And you might have had something to do with that. Well, this is a loaded question. Do you think inflation is hurting the hobby? Yes, it is. You want quality products, you want quality food, you want things shipped to you, the cost of delivering the products to the stores. I mean, it's everywhere, whether it's fuel costs, So the delivery to the, is more, whether it's picking up fish at the airport or delivering them to your local fish store. The delivery of dry goods everywhere you turn. I've seen Fluval FX6s go from, $150 to $300. That's 100%. I mean, the fish I have coming between shipping and the fish, it's over $150. Two fish. 5 years ago, it would have been probably 75 delivered. So yes, you want to buy a good quality custom-made aquarium, you're going to pay 50% to 100% more than 5 years ago. How can that not be impacting the hobby? It's got to be impacting the hobby. Now, fortunately, we have things like Craigslist, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I mean, naturally, buyer beware, and really always triple, double check and make sure it's legit. But, yeah. I mean, would I have the fish I have now if I didn't have a relatively successful YouTube channel and some folks willing to sponsor me? Honestly, no. No, I just wouldn't. I'm retired. I'm on Social Security, and I have, a little side gig I do that makes me some money. Would it be able to acquire these fish? No, probably not. So yeah, it's impacting the hobby for sure. Good quality food, all of it. So, but if you're willing to shop, if you're willing to buy something secondhand, if you're willing to reseal a tank, if you're willing to DIY some things, you can actually get away relatively inexpensively. But yeah, it's one of those things where probably a hot topic. Okay, any other questions, comments, anything you'd like me to take up? By the way, I noticed a pH comment. I don't do any pH adjusting on any of my tanks. They adapt to the water out of the tap. There is some aragonite and some crushed coral in my African cichlid filter and in the substrate to help a little bit with buffering. A little crushed coral in all the tanks is not a bad idea, just to add calcium and magnesium. I do vitamize and mineralize. I do add Vitachem after every water change. All of my planted tanks get liquid fertilizers from Aquarium Co-op, and I do use the little capsules that you push into the substrate as well as fertilizer. So the planted tanks do have a little bit of fertilizer, but no CO2. And but I don't chase pH. It's a few years ago, I released a video about the forgotten cichlid, and I got really attacked by a lot of folks that, not really attacked, just folks that thought I was off base. I talked about how the peacocks were becoming sort of the forgotten cichlid, and peacocks are absolutely gorgeous, beautiful fish, absolutely beautiful. A ruby red, a Benga sunshine, bicolor 500. I mean, these fish are flavescent. Oh my God, gorgeous, gorgeous fish. What's the problem with them? The problem is they are they're a-holes. I mean, they just to be frank, you've got to put them in a super overstocked tank so they don't shred each other. They will just, anything smaller than a 75, they're just going to kill each other off because they're going to consider the entire tank their territory. At least a Mabuna in a 75, you can set up some good cave work in a 75, and the Mabunas will patrol their cave and defend their cave. So if you build up some caves, you know, coming from the middle and outward, and yeah, the Mabuna will patrol and defend that area. But anything outside of that, they're going to be cool. Your peacocks will claim the whole tank, and so you'll have a death match. That being said, I had a 100-gallon peacock tank in California that was gorgeous. Those fish were absolutely beautiful. I loved having them, and they got along. They were raised up small. If you want to do a peacock tank, buy them small. Buy 3 dozen peacocks, young peacocks from Imperial or someplace that'll sell you, you know, like packages of them for a low cost. Stock up the tank, let them grow out, pull out some of the dull ones, and you'll end up with some spectacular fish and the best chance of them getting along. But absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Northfin hits me with a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Darius. You know, I love everything you do for the channel, but that's going above and beyond. Very, very nice. And yes, I gave away some of your food today. And I'm taking a big box of it over to the Aquatic Critter. They love it when I bring them samples. If you shop at the Aquatic Critter in over in Nashville, ask them for some free Northfin samples because I'm taking them a bunch. CC Custom Leatherworks, what kind of, I mean, is that a planted tank? It is a planted tank. You know, my only ultimate solution on that, and if you follow my channel, you know, the ultimate solution on that was to just put so many plants in there that the algae just couldn't compete. I mean, you could also use algae scrubbers, phosphate pads, increase your water changes to reduce phosphates. But I had a brown and black algae problem in my 55-gallon planted. There is none of it now, and I only turned the corner by adding so many plants that the algae didn't have a chance. It couldn't compete. But I did use some phosphate pads in the beginning. That's right. Price tag, thank you. That's right. Northfin just covered my my postage for sending out all that food. Is that 600 gallons? Is that one tank? Or a lot of tanks? Total gallons. Yeah, Darius is a good guy. And I met him. I met his wife and his son as well. Great folks. A lot of fun to hang out with. We had a great time over at the Cichlid Association meeting. Yep, Angelo says, I have Mabuna in a 75 for 3 years now. Very little problems, yeah? Do you have a lot of cave work? That would be interesting. Allie, if they're getting along, I mean, watch them. I mean, if they're getting along, you should be fine. But if one of them starts to well, a couple problems. If two of them pair up, you might have a problem, right? And start laying eggs. But just keep an eye on them. I mean, if they're getting along, they're getting along. 125 is a good size. I mean, I have my two in a 210, but they're sharing it with a lot of, you got a very big Geo, a red shoulder, a big Vieja, a couple big chocolates in there. But yeah, you should be okay. Just keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. I mean, you'll know. Because if it goes bad fast. Okay, in celebration of NorthFin Super Chat, if you are large, size L, hold on. Let's make this so that it's official here. If you are size L, a piece of paper anywhere? Here we go. All right. Secret code. If you are large, oh, I'm sorry. Take it back. If you were medium, heck, if it was large, I'd keep it. If you're medium, I've got a real nice NorthFin t-shirt. Brand new, never worn, never washed. If you are medium, tell me a number between 1 and 25. Between 1 and 25. If you are a medium. And I will send you the t-shirt and some NorthFin food. T-shirt and NorthFin food. Give me a number between 1 and 25. Go. Nope. Keep going. If you're a size medium, give me a number between 1 and 25, and you're going to get a t-shirt and some NorthFin food. Man, you guys are so close. You're punching all around it. Oh, winner. Winner. Romaine is the winner. Number 15, if you can read that. 15. Send me your mailing address. Full name and mailing address to ben.o.cichlid. I'm going to send you a medium NorthFin t-shirt and some NorthFin food. Very cool. Congratulations to all of the winners in today's live stream. Hey, Huss. Good morning to you. NorthFin, if you want to take up some of the questions that are directed at you directly. Looks like Scat Daddy's having some problem with his frontosa. Yeah, some fish just don't like some food. I mean, that happens. I'll show you what I'll show you very quickly. Very quickly. Hold on. This is a blend of food, but it's primarily Northfin. These are Northfin floating sticks. And then I've got a whole bunch of other Northfin in here. They love it. All right. Well, we are past the hour. I am on overtime. Big congratulations to all the winners. I'll be getting to the post office at some point next week. And I'll take up a few more questions, sure. Joe, I didn't use phosphate. I cut phosphate pads and used them in hang-on backs. I haven't used them in canisters because I've just never run a canister on a planted tank. But I did do phosphate pads in my planted tank hang-on backs in my marine lands. Just cut them. And I didn't even use them in the cartridges, in the plastic cartridges. I just cut them to shape a little bit larger than the compartment, so they would be nice and tucked, and I would drop them in. And can I tell you definitively that it made a difference? I don't know. I really don't know. They were the Aquarium Co-op phosphate pads. They probably didn't hurt. I didn't really see the algae go away noticeably until I overplanted the tank, until I started putting lots of plants in, and then I noticed the algae really start to go away. And it was, I think, just because it was being outcompeted by, the hornwort, the anubias, and the other plants. All right, so all of you winners, be sure to send me your full name and mailing address to ben.o.cichlid. Let me know what you won. Let me know what kind of fish you have, and I'll get everything out to you next week. And with all that being said, I think this would be a great time for us to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody. You are very appreciated for all your support. And I thank you for spending some time with me this afternoon. And I will see you next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye, my friends.